Hello, dear Odooers. Welcome to this video on financial reports. Like other businesses, Bloom must maintain accurate reports to meet legal obligations and assess its financial health. So let's see what we can do in Odoo. To start, let's open our accounting app and go to the reporting menu. And as you can see, we have access to various reports, from statement reports to management reports. Let's start with the balance sheet, which provides a snapshot of your company's financial position at a specific date. From here, we have access to an overview of our assets, liabilities, and equity. And at the top with the calendar, we can change the date up to which the data is gathered. For example, just 2025, or we can come back to 2026. Next, we have the comparison button to compare to other periods. If I select previous period or same period last year, an additional column appears to compare the periods, and we have the option to choose how many periods we would like to compare. I'll leave it on no comparison to remove it for now. And this All Journals button allows me to limit the report to the data of a specific journal, like our sales one, for instance. We also have some filters that we can select, and all of these let you change what data is included, how it's presented, or how the data is computed. Like if I select draft entries and then hide lines at 0. We even have the option to split it horizontally to satisfy various regional display preferences. Additionally, we can change the rounding unit. And we can choose the type of balance sheet report. So we have the country-specific balance sheet, here it's Belgium, or we have the generic one. So let's switch to the generic one. And in our balance sheet, clicking on this arrow will expand the account type and allow us to focus on the details. And if I click on the speech bubble option icon, I can even add a message or an activity relevant to this specific account. If I click on a highlighted line like this current year unallocated earnings, we'll jump to the profit and loss report, where for the most part at the top we have the same report filters. Let's dive a little bit into the financial budget option, available here by clicking on budget and selecting our 2026 budget. We can, of course, create a new one as well by entering a budget name and clicking create, but in this case, we'll proceed with the existing 2026 budget. You've probably noticed that a new column labeled with the budget name has been added next to the balance information. First, we need to make sure that the calendar is set to just 2026. Great. We want all journals to be displayed, and we want to be on the generic profit and loss. And I'm going to drill down on the revenue section. And when we created the budget, we assigned amounts to each account that we want to analyze in this report. To the right of the budget column, a percentage column shows the current status. If we switch the month to the month view, and we compare with the two previous periods, this will allow us to analyze our budget on a monthly basis, as the total budget is automatically divided by 12. And if we need to adjust our budget for a specific month, such as March, because we're expecting increased revenue from the opening party of our new greenhouse this weekend, I can update the amount in the 700,000 sales of goods in Belgium account simply by clicking onto it and changing it to 30,000. Now, if I remove the comparisons and return to the yearly budget, our changes will be automatically reflected. Additionally, if I click on the pencil icon next to the budget name, then I can make further changes to the budget by clicking on the trash icon next to the relevant line. So let's say this services one we want to just get rid of, and it's deleted for that month. We saw that Odoo Accounting reports share a common navigation philosophy. For example, if I go to Reporting, General Ledger, and highlight one of the lines, then we can click on Journal Items, and that will take me to the journal items of that account. Or I can use the breadcrumbs to go back to that report. In the reporting menu, we can also open the Annual Statements report, which will definitely simplify our year-end reporting because it combines the balance sheet, the profit and loss, and the trial balance all into one report. Here in the top left corner of every report, you'll find the available file formats for downloading. And to save these reports to the Documents app, we can click on the gear icon and then just select Copy to Documents. For the Annual Statements report specifically, all 3 files will be downloaded simultaneously and saved in a single file. All right, next in the Review menu, we'll find the Journal Audit report. Again, we can drill down on different journals, such as sales, to view all of the accounts that are involved here. By clicking on them, like the 400,000 customers account, we can focus on these entries here. Of course, we could click on any individual entry to display its details, but instead, let's go back to the Journal Audit report, where we also have a summary of all the impacted tax grids in our local tax report down here in the Global Tax Summary section. This includes the base amount and the tax amount for Belgium. And if we click on Audit next to the taxes applied, we'll view the accounts that are involved. Let's drill down on the Services Education one, for example, to access all journal entries that involve these taxes along with their relevant partners and amounts. If necessary, we can also change the income account. For example, if these accounts hitting 705,020 are incorrect and we want to modify them, we simply need to select the 2 entries, click on the account, and we'll enter the number of the new account. So we'll use the 705,010 subscription instead, and we could just click Update to update those en masse. For our example, we'll just cancel that because we don't actually want to make that change. Finally, each year, companies are required to produce documents that communicate their results, discuss the difficulties they encountered, and demonstrate the benefits that they achieved. We will now create our annual audit report that consolidates all of these elements for 2025. To do so, we'll go to Review and open our annual report. Here we can click New, and we'll choose a title, say 2025 Annual Report. And since the predefined dates here are okay, we will just click Save. And now we can click on the card to open that new report. And as you may have noticed, the annual report is stored here in the private section of the Knowledge app. And if we drill down on the report here, we'll find 2 different types of subarticles. In the attestation section, you'll find toggles that allow you to show or hide different attestations. Only sections with the toggle turned on will be included in the final PDF report. So we'll activate this Refusal to Attest section, and these attestations contain dynamic text such as the company name here, and note that all dates and company values are fields that will be automatically updated when the final report is actually generated. The second type of subarticle or document are links to the accounting reports from our accounting app. So let's click on the balance sheet, and I could leave it as it is, or if we click Customize, we can modify it using the filters and options that are available for the report. So for example, I can hide lines at 0, and this filter will be saved for the final report that we'll download. So let's go back to the balance sheet, and next in the Annexes section, you'll find other additional documents, and you can change the order of these documents just by clicking and dragging, or you can even delete them using the trash icon. If you click Load a Template, we'll find a list of extra templates that are not included by default in the report, but can be added if necessary. We won't add any in our case, so we'll just discard. And alternatively, by clicking on Add an Article, we can add an additional blank article to complete with whatever information we need. If I click on supporting documents, we can add all the PDFs that we want to be included in this final export. And now in the export of our audit report, we need to select it in the left column here. If we don't, we might only download a partial report, so we'll make sure we have that selected. And next, we'll use the menu on the top right, and we will download the annual report here. Here we have the option to exclude subarticles and PDF files. If needed, we can click Download PDF. And we will exit full screen to take a look at our beautiful new report. You can see we have our Bloom logo here and a table of contents. You'll notice that in the attestation section, we have this refusal to attest section with the dynamic values updated. In our balance sheet, you'll see that we have left out all of the lines at 0. They are hidden. And finally, if we go back to Odoo and to our review annual report, we can actually click on the menu in this card and set it to done. All right, now you know how to filter and navigate Odoo accounting reports and create your own audit reports. We hope you enjoyed this video. This has been your pal Dal. I'll see you in the next one.